You might be asking yourself, why should a student live at Hawks Landing while attending HCC? First of all, the convenience. Our residents don't have to fight for parking. For a nominal monthly fee, they can park behind our secured gate 24 hours a day. Also, for Dale Mabry students, it's a roll out of bed and walk to class. No stalking other cars in the parking lots. And for non-Dale Mabry students, bus stops make it easy to get to the Hillsborough station, where you can transfer buses to take you to any one of HCC's campuses. Another reason to live at Hawks Landing while a student at HCC are the opportunities to get involved with campus life. Whether working for HCC or the property management, there are several job opportunities to work where you live. If jobs aren't readily available, the staff can refer you to the Career Resource Center, which can help you discover other opportunities. The Hawks Landing Resident Association is a student government-sponsored organization that serves as the residents' voice at Hawks Landing. The residents are automatically voting members, who annually elect a leadership board to speak directly on their behalf to SGA and the property management. HLRA also sponsors events and activities for residents throughout the year. Speaking of activities and events, there's almost always something going on. Whether challenging yourself on an inflatable obstacle course, performing at a talent show, raising funds for the St. Joseph's Children's Cancer Center by playing poker, eating a catered lunch, donating to charities, watching a movie by the pool, playing flag football, or participating in a fitness boot camp, there's always something for everyone. Hawks Landing is also in its second year of working with DACO, a local alcohol and other drug prevention program that educates students on how alcohol and other drugs can affect them in an informative and upbeat way, whether through information tables, events around Gasparilla time, as well as by sponsoring mocktails at many events throughout the year. Students should also consider living at Hawks Landing because many HCC-related resources are at their fingertips. It serves as the home for the Student Life Department, which is an extension of the Dale Mabry campus's Student Services Division. Through this connection, students are regularly informed of events and activities occurring on campus, as well as many campus offices and resources come directly to Hawks Landing to share their knowledge. Also, the student life staff, made up of the assistant dean and resident assistants, are trained in many ways that can help students, whether through conflict mediation, behavioral accountability, or referring to campus and local resources. The staff trains each semester to learn more about what they can do to help students, as well as attends a statewide conference where they can hear about how other campuses deal with issues. This helps them stay aware and be prepared to deal with just about anything that comes their way. Resources such as the Career Resource Center, the Honors Institute, academic advising, financial aid, and even men's basketball coach Byron Samuels have visited Hawks Landing to promote events and just talk with students so they can connect on a different level. Another characteristic that sets Hawks Landing apart from the typical apartment complex is that the staff and management are supportive of student needs. We understand the stressors and issues that students face on a daily basis and focus on finding ways to both support and challenge them to grow as individuals. Outside of the typical daily issues, the staff is available to provide support and deal with issues on a student schedule, not just Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. The staff is also available 24 hours, 7 days a week to assist with crisis situations. Considering all the support structure available to students who live in college housing, research shows that students who live on campus during their college years and who are engaged in the process show several distinctly positive attributes. First, they're more academically proficient. Second, their GPAs tend to be higher, as well as they are more likely to complete their degrees. Outside of the classroom, they also tend to be more content with their overall college experience, which leads to positive memories and the willingness to be supportive of not just where they live, but the college as a whole in the future. Then, balancing both in and out of the classroom, they tend to be more well-rounded as a whole, and therefore more likely to be successful in their next level of academic achievement. Considering all this, it's hard to say that living on campus isn't a good opportunity for students at any level. Last but certainly not least, there are a few unique things that set Hawks Landing apart from the typical apartment complex. When a student chooses to live at Hawks Landing, he or she is held accountable for not just the rules in local law, but also the HCC Code of Student Conduct. This means that if a student is found responsible for a violation of the student code, it could also reflect on his or her standing at the institution. This is also true about financial standing, therefore it's important to keep up with rent payments. When leaving, we don't want residents to be unable to send transcripts or receive their diploma. It's also important to note that because Hawks Landing is an established part of the HCC campus, it is an alcohol and drug-free environment per the HCC Administrative Code. This means alcohol and other drugs are not allowed at any time, regardless of the age of the resident or guest. Each resident also has an individual lease for his or her room in the apartment. This is extremely convenient for short-term leases, as well as reduces frustration if roommates don't hold up their end of any financial commitments. This also means only one person is assigned per bedroom. There is not an option for multiple individuals to share one bedroom, whether family or friends. However, the management is willing to help house individuals who would like to be together in the same unit. Besides being cute and cuddly, pets just aren't very college apartment friendly. Considering the short turnover of apartments and the number of people who can be affected by the replacement of carpeting, dander, fleas, or other issues, Hawks Landing does not allow pets other than a fish in a 1-gallon bowl without a pump. Of course, medically prescribed service animals are welcome as long as they are leashed whenever in public and properly maintained. Lastly, residents in Hawks Landing can set up payments directly from their financial aid package. After tuition and books are taken out, a student can sign a contract allowing their remaining financial aid to be split in monthly payments that are made directly from HCC to Hawks Landing. This is not only convenient, but also makes sure that there are no late fees or missed payments if it's a tough time. We hope this presentation gave you some insight into life at Hawks Landing. If you ever wish to take a tour, need additional questions answered, or just want to come by and speak with someone, please contact either the Assistant Dean, Steve Crudup, or Property Manager, Samira Augusto, and we'll be happy to set up a time to answer any and all questions. Hope to see you soon.